So when we first came in, we had to fill out our housing application form, which if the sponsor's doing their job and staying on top of things, you can actually fill that out prior. So when you send the housing form in, they get your name within 72 hours of arriving on island. You have to report
48 hours.
Is it 48?
I believe it's 48 hours.
But it's business hours.
Business days, yes.
So sponsor did a good job, had us calendared out, went straight to the housing office, one of the first things we did. And they said, okay, here's the current status. Your primary housing is going to be Courtney McTee or Kadena. So if the houses are 98% full at both areas, you're going to get the option to move off base. Our sponsors also lived off base. So we had been to their house and they were telling us the pros and cons. And then they also gave us a good number for their realtor as well as some of their friends' realtors, you know, that had a good reference, if you will. And when the call came in saying that the housing was full, went to the housing office. They gave us a brief, some simple guidelines to follow, things to look for. And luckily enough, we had already been looking. So we called the realtor, said we want to look at these houses. The realtor came and picked us up at the Westpac, drove us to 4 different houses to include this one.
So when you live out in town and you have bills, every bill comes to your house. So if you have gas, which I think a lot of the houses here are gas, we have gas. So you get the gas bill, you get the electric bill, all that, and you just take them all of your bills. So like when we first got here, we had 1 car payment, and now we have another. So I was able to just take in that second car payment and be like, hey, can you add this on to the 15th? And they'll do everything for you. So it's very hassle-free. I don't have to worry about running to Lawson's or Family Mart and making all my payments. Like, they handle it all for me. Our car payment, our rent, all of our utilities, all are split up between the 1st and the 15th, and it just automatically comes out for like I don't even think they charge but a small fee to do it for you. My house here is bigger. We lived in a townhouse on base. So it's different because now this is a 1-story house versus a townhouse, but I still have great neighbors and I have a great relationship with them, just like I did when I was at Lejeune when I made great friends there. The language barrier. That was the biggest thing was I'm going to get lost. I'm not going to have anybody that I can call for help or, I'm not going to be able to read any of the signs or anything like that, but it's worked out. I was worried that they just didn't like Americans, but they're so nice here. Every time I go to the grocery store, the locals are always smiling and bowing and, konnichiwa, and, they're just always so nice. And I was at the grocery store up here, and one girl, she actually spoke English and was like, do you need help finding something? I was like, oh, thank you, yes, because Google Translate is failing me right now.
Yeah, she actually used to work off base up in town, and she was working one night, and a local fisherman came in with a whole fresh catch of fish and offered her a fish. And we're not big seafood eaters, but she offered it to the restaurant next door, and they actually took the fish, cleaned it, and then the next night brought back fried fish for the both of us because we gave it to them.